Go.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Alex Repass.
And I'm Libby Williams.
And this is Comms 202.
Boys, let's break bread. So we're sprawled out on Alex's floor on January 2nd, 2019.
What?
What? Alex, do you want to explain to the people why there's so much of a gap between the second episode and this one?
You know, I want to say, like, finals, but also, like, we suck.
Should we harmonize? We suck. Really
Yeah, new year, new podcast. Oh, God. I hate that.
New year, new us. Listen, avid followers.
Two of you.
Yeah. Hi, Jamie.
Hi, Megan.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Oh, wait. Hey, what's up, Eli? Those are the three I know.
Eli does listen. Eli, shout out. Oh, also shout out to Sam Domingo, because I said I would shout you out in an episode. So, hey, how's it going?
Shout out to my dog. I miss you.
Oh, I miss my dog. Anyway, so new year, new us. We're going to try and make one like once a week.
Yeah.
We say that now.
We say that now. We said that at the beginning.
Yeah, we did. Alex, who's here?
All right, okay. All right, let's start with some usual suspects. Jack Leary is here, sprawled out on my bed, living life. You know, living life. Jesus is here. Jesus, how you doing?
Very dandy.
He said very dandy, and that is not going to be picked up. And we got Manny here. Manny, of course, is always here. Always lovely. Manuel. Man, are you well?
Damn, man. Are you well?
No answer.
But it only works for people who
It only works for Manuel.
Oh.
Okay. And a new guest, who's not really a guest.
No, you didn't say Josh.
Oh, I don't care about Josh.
Josh is here, everybody. Josh Lang.
Ladies and gentlemen, Josh
so
Lang.
much.
Josh, do you have any words for the listeners?
I don't know, there's a lot of dead space in my head right now.
He says there's a lot of dead space in his head right now.
Deep,
and
edgy.
Now for our new guest, there's a girl.
There's a girl.
I don't know how to say it. ASMR.
Okay, our new guest is our friend Jovi. Jovi, do you have anything you want to say that won't be heard on this mic, but one of us will repeat it?
You could also lean in.
You can also lean in.
This is like your first internet appearance.
I'm very happy to be here.
Yay!
Yay!
Jovi has on really cool pants tonight.
I learned they're called corduroys.
Oh! I thought I got a new pair of corduroys. He's like, what are corduroys? I was like, oh.
So Alex and I are going to go through each grade, starting with kindergarten, and just, like, say the most distinct memory from those years. We're going to spill the tea throughout our history.
That was disgusting. I'm going to have to leave this podcast. Domino's, sponsor us.
This video... Wait, fuck, we're not videotaping.
This podcast is brought to you by Domino's.
I thought it was brought to us by Comms 300, because we're starting that class tomorrow.
Oh, God, Comms 300 tomorrow.
Alex, we just got distracted.
We did. We're the worst. Okay,
we're going to go through, starting with kindergarten, and just say the most distinct memory that we remember, whether that be the hot goss or just, like, the story about town from that year.
Okay.
All right, are you ready? And we'll elaborate when we feel needed.
So, like, in today's part, I can't do this. You have a better voice for explaining what we're going to do.
Wow. So let's start it off with kindergarten. What is the most... And, like, as we get going, it's just going to be like boom, boom, boom. Yeah. But we'll elaborate when we feel like it. So here we go, guys. All right, kindergarten, go.
Oh, my gosh. In kindergarten, 2 kindergarten teachers started dating, and it was big hot gossip.
That's awesome.
I know.
I think that's about as much as I need from that story.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
Kindergarten for me, I had what I call a kindergarten crush on a kid, which means that it's not really a crush, but I really just wanted to play with him, but he hated me so much. I'm going to call him Giovanni.
I want you to elaborate.
Okay. Giovanni was not his name. But, like, oh, God. Like, I just really wanted to play with him at recess, but he did not feel the same way. We were not on the same wavelengths of feelings for each other. So, like...
This is how Libby learned consent.
But I never did. Just kidding, it's 2019. So, like, for example, like, to try and get his attention, we would sing the birthday song. So, like, when your month came up, you would stand up. And I found out that Giovanni had the same birthday month as me, December. So I would, like, whenever they said we're going to sing the birthday song, I would sit really close to him and then, like, grab his hand to stand up with me at the same time. Because I was so pumped that we were both born in December. I was like, this is meant to be. We're going to be best friends until we die. And he was like, I do not feel the same way. And I, like, invited him to my birthday party, and his mom came along, probably because she was worried for his safety. No, it was. Jack just said Libby had a crush.
But
it was a kindergarten crush.
Libby had a crush.
No, but it was like I just wanted to play with him, but he didn't want to play with me. I just wanted to play games outside. So that's my
Obviously,
elaborate.
we're inside guys, fellas.
Okay, get your head out of your ass. All right, first grade, go.
First grade. Oh shoot. I should have been thinking about this the entire time. My best friend at the time, who I'm not best friends with anymore, he goes to Wazoo. Shout out, go Cougs. Mike Leach, adopt me. He had a huge crush on our first grade teacher, and no, it gets weirder. Don't worry.
Elaborate.
I'll elaborate because, like, you know, like I knew this, and I think he'd only told me. And every day when first grade would end, you know, everyone else in their right mind in elementary school was trying to leave school as quick as possible. But like my friend in first grade was like, "Hey, we should stay after school so that I can talk to our first grade teacher." And like that sounds kind of weird, but like, I mean, it was weird. But like the fact that like he did that he asked me to stay there, I just look back on that and feel immensely uncomfy.
Well, I'm proud of you for getting over that hump in your life.
I'd still go to therapy.
Oh my god. No, you don't. I see you every day. First grade for me, I cried at least twice a day.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice. Elaborate. Were you
That's
sad?
really it. No, I just was really sensitive. I still am, but I can hide my pain a little bit. No, I'm out of tears.
Okay.
I wasted them all in first grade. But I would cry at the drop of a drop. Of a hat. Thank you. That's the word I can't remember. I would cry over the most redonkulous things. It was a rough patch, but we got over it. We both got over humps in first grade. I'm so proud of us.
Air high five.
We're so brave. All right, second grade, go.
Second grade. Oh, geez.
The most distinct memory that you have of second grade.
The most distinct memory I have of second grade has nothing to do with school, but I caught a foul ball at a Mariners game, and when I say I caught a foul ball at a Mariners game, I mean it hit me in the arm. Yeah. Like, I wasn't paying attention because I still can't pay attention to things.
Well, you're also blind in one eye.
No, but it hit me on the seeing side, too. Like,
were you injured?
You know, honestly, it just kind of hurt. Like, I think it was off the bounce, so it wasn't super bad.
Second grade, the most distinct memory for me, and I don't know why, but it always has been, was this kid throwing up in a recycling bin one day.
Nice.
I'm going to call him Alejandro, but, like, if he listens to this, then he's going to know it's him, but, like... Because I would talk about it a lot, too. I would be like, yo, remember in second grade when you threw up in a recycling bin? He's like, yeah. But that's it. That's what I remember.
I hope he listens to this podcast. Or she, or they.
They, it's 2019. Alejandro, if you're listening, hope you're well. All right, third grade. Alex, go.
Okay, in third grade, I actually started thinking when we started talking, so now I know what I'm going to talk about. My third grade teacher had like this crazy obsession with like countries that weren't America, and and she kind of did this thing, like we read a book at the same time, and she did this thing, it was called like a trip to Paris, where like... And I felt really uncomfortable about it because one day we came in from recess and all the lights were off in the classroom, and like she had the TV rolled into the room, or the active board thing. Smartboard, those things. Thank you.
Yep.
And it was like, okay, like, oh, we're gonna pretend to fly on a plane to Paris, and I had, you know, kind of tuned out at that point.
We did that in kindergarten. What were you doing in third grade?
I was probably still in kindergarten.
Oh, buddy.
But like at that point, I'd already figured out how to like sneak my iPod to school, and
you had an iPod.
I had an iPod.
Grade?
Yeah.
I had a yo-yo.
Bro, I don't know how I got an iPod, but
Bitch.
holy hell.
I did get an iPod Shuffle in 4th grade, but we'll get
Like, it was it feels like 2 hours, but it was probably only like 10 minutes of this video where it's like, woo, like we're flying, except like we're not. Like, and then she just kind of sat there, like playing like Farmville on Facebook, like while we were supposed to watch this video of
So
her.
you basically had like a crazy teacher in 3rd grade.
Yeah, I don't think she liked me very much.
You don't think most people like you?
No, but like I don't think she liked me.
Okay.
Because I was probably listening to Daughtry while she wanted me to listen to 3rd grade.
That's probably, yeah.
That makes sense, though. I look back on that and I think, well, graduated high school.
You did it. I'm so proud of you. You're so brave.
I never picked up my diploma. Lake Washington High School, what do I do if I didn't pick up my diploma? Do you mail it to me? Because I'm too
You go to
nervous.
Central, you don't need a diploma.
I never went back, and I'm too awkward too.
Alex, you go to Central Washington University. You don't need proof of graduating high school, and I think with that we need to sing our song.
Are you ready? Oh, geez.
Ready?
Central Washington University, 82% acceptance rate. Yeah.
Side note, listeners, Central Washington University is actually up to 86% acceptance rate, but 82% has a better ring to it, and it also saves us a little bit of dignity. That 4% deficit means a lot to us. Thank you. So 3rd grade for me. Are we on that?
Yeah.
I got pooped on by a bird.
Oh my gosh.
Do you want that story?
I feel like it's pretty.
It's
like
pretty
that's the story,
but like there's more to it than you would think.
Hit us with it.
I was walking back to class from recess, and like I blacked out. It was so crazy. Like, no, I wasn't drunk, but like, oh man, I was walking back to class from recess, and then all of a sudden I just hear like that splat noise that you hear and some weight on my shoulder, and I look up and I'm just drenched in bird dookie. And I just immediately start to cry because I'm still pretty sensitive at this point, like not to the point of crying twice a day, but you know, bird poop will do it. And I go in and I'm like, and the teacher was like, oh, geez, that's awesome. I mean, oh no. And then he brought me to the nurse because he like didn't know what to do. And she gave me a shirt because they've got like a stockpile of clothes for kids that like ruin the ones that they came to school in, but it wasn't a great selection. And I kid you not, the shirt that she gave me looked like Ernie's from Sesame Street, and it had 70s embroidered on the bottom of it. So I'm pretty sure.
Love that. Did you keep that?
No, I had to give it. Actually, I did. I stole it for a little while, and then I think I brought it back at the end of the year. But I just brought it as like.
Criminal.
Yeah, I know. I was pretty.
Honestly, you should feel awful about that.
I feel awful about most things. 4th grade.
4th grade. Oh gosh, 4th grade.
Okay.
Okay. 4th grade at my school, we had it in the portables. There was like portables that were not attached. There's too many kids in the area, so they had to bring in portables.
Yeah.
And they were always cold.
Overpopulation is a bitch, kids. Rapid degree 10.
This podcast is brought to you by Trojan Condoms.
But the small size.
For the little pecker and all of us.
All right, sorry, continue.
Was that funny? Was that a funny joke, listeners? I don't know.
I wasn't paying attention to you.
I said for the little pecker and all of us.
Oh, that was good. That was good.
I'll say it again just so Manny can get this.
For the little pecker and all of us. Stare him right in the eyes as you say it. Manny, look at us. Manny. Look at us both at the same time.
Manny,
you like a chameleon. I want one eye to go one way and the other to go the other.
Okay, I'm gonna do it. Okay, I'm gonna. This podcast is brought to you by Trojan Condoms, but the small ones for the little pecker and all of us.
That was a cackle from deep within my loins.
Did we just do 4th grade? Oh,
we're still talking
portables.
about
Yeah, portables. That was it, I think. So yeah,
just find the, because we said everything in that segment like 3 times, so just find the best one.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Libby, 4th grade, go.
You were talking about portables in the
No, I'm done. No, I'm on portables.
Oh, you just remembered that there was portables. That's it?
I cried a lot in that class, but that's it.
Well, okay. 4th grade for me was I had braces at this point,
Ooh.
and I wanted everybody to know. Like, I was obnoxious. Like, we had this jar of candy that, like, the game was to try and guess how much was in it or something at the end of the month or whatever. And I made, like, such a big scene about the fact that they were, like, Starbursts or something, and I couldn't eat it because I'm oppressed. And I was the only kid in the grade with braces.
What was you?
Yeah, I had rubber bands too. I'd flick them around. It was disgusting. That was my unibrow croc phase. That was it. 4th grade, yeah. 4th grade was my daily look consisted of finger brushed hair, high water jeans with blue fuzzy socks and lime green Crocs, a Justice t-shirt on top of a long sleeve from the Gap, braces, and a rockin' unibrow. So you can probably peg down where I was on the hierarchy of friendship.
Well, not very.
And I read Harry Potter constantly. Like, that was the year that I read every single Harry Potter book and, like, would get toothpaste on them because I was reading while I was brushing my teeth. Yeah.
I did in 4th grade.
That's who you're friends with.
I listened to the Harry Potter books. Was like how I did it.
Oh, well, you're lame.
Yeah, I know. It was weird. It wasn't even like that. That's just what I did.
That's okay. Yeah. I forgive you for that. But, like, I just want you to know that you were friends with that.
Yeah, no, I'm nervous, but we have a podcast together and a brand.
It might break out eventually, like I go back to looking like that. Awesome. All right, 5th grade. 5th grade. What the hell happened in 5th grade?
Oh my gosh. Okay, 5th grade.
That's like pre-puberty. That's when like a lot is blocked out.
Yeah, point, 5th grade. 5th grade was nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
Okay, in 5th grade, I had a teacher who hated me. Like, you know, maybe I exaggerate sometimes when I'm like, oh, that person hates me. Or like, I'm nervous people hate me. No.
No, sometimes you can tell.
No, she hated me. And we've kind of gone back, like the people that were in that class, we've kind of gone back sometimes when we've looked back on that 180 days of school. And we realized that she like hated boys specifically. Like,
wow.
No. I wouldn't say that if like the females in the class did not agree.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No. So I had another friend in that class, and we hung out a lot and played like Halo. And every day after school we'd talk about like, oh man, like she hates us. We don't know what to do. Should we not go to school? And but nonetheless, I lived like a block away from my elementary school, and my mom would take me every day. That's it. That's 5th grade.
You're really brave. I don't know. 5th and 6th grade is kind of merged for me because I had the same teacher both years. It was like a loop. But that was like my favorite teacher of all time, and it was like that prepubescent time that you just try to like block out entirely from your subconscious. I remember though, 5th grade, I think it was, somebody threw a baseball through the window on a weekend or something, so we got to have class in the computer lab, and that was like the hot goss
nice.
of the week. Yeah, that was pretty cool. I really liked that teacher. He was pretty rad. 6th grade.
6th grade. The hot goss that year. So when I was in 6th grade, I was still at elementary school.
Me too, yeah.
Yeah, like they had
normal.
Yeah, we were raised right.
6th grade were weird.
Yeah, we were. I was raised right.
Yeah, no, like your middle school should only be 7th and 8th grade.
What? No,
Yeah.
I went when I was 6. Good.
Well, then you're a loser.
Just you. What?
Whoa! All right, there's a lot of animosity in this room. Settle down, non-podcasters.
That's
We district had K through 6, and then 7 through 9, and then 10 through 12.
7 through, that's stupid. 7 through 9.
No, it's kindergarten to 5th, 6th through 8th, and 9th through 12.
No, it's kindergarten through 6, 8 through...
You're so... I was 6 on this one. Yeah.
Well, it looks like we just all have to fight.
I don't really want... I think either is fine, but I just remember being really stinky but not ready to move on.
You guys had a junior high?
It was
Stinky, but not ready to
So
move
great.
on.
It's just elementary, middle school, and high school.
Right, yeah. No, I would say that in 6th grade, for me, I was like really stinky, but I wanted to stay there one more year. Yeah. Anyway, sorry, Alex, 6th grade, distinct memory.
I started getting fat in 6th grade.
Aww.
I'm
sorry.
Oh
So
gosh.
that's when you block it out.
That's when I start blocking it out. I was bullied a lot in 6th grade. That's dark. We'll stop there. What about you, Libby? Did you already talk about 6th grade, or did I just blank on that?
6th grade, I think. Yeah, 6th grade, I got my braces off. So for like a week, I thought I was like the coolest cat, but then I got a retainer that I had to wear every day, and I had a lisp. So I came in, guys, like, hey guys, I got a retainer. And they were like, yeah, we see that. And guess what? It glowed in the dark, which I thought was super cool, but other people did not share my appreciation for my green and blue retainers that glowed in the dark. I was like, hey guys, guess what? These retainers.
And in this essay, I will.
They glow in the dark. And they're like, she's talking to us. Maybe we can look away. We won't burn. Like, but it was okay. 6th grade was, we smelled really bad. Do you remember Pajama Day?
Yes.
Yeah, 6th graders should not have that option because they, I don't think the teacher noticed because he was in there with us all day, but they closed off the door in a room with all these windows so the sun was beating in.
Oh.
Yeah. And all these kids in footy pajamas because we thought we were funny and blankets. And one person came in, they're like, I can't go in there. We didn't know about deodorant. Actually, I did. I was ahead of the curve. My mom told me that I had to wear deodorant. Isn't that sad?
No, I think my mom told me I had to do that in
I think it was 4th grade that I started wearing deodorant.
I'd say 4th grade. Yeah.
That's a really big tell about somebody's personality. When did you start wearing deodorant? You know what I mean? I think my
there's
brothers.
People that
I
never started.
Huh? Yeah, when did you, not a personality.
Lawful good, chaotic evil.
No, sorry, it's not a tell about your personality, but it is a fun icebreaker, just hey, how old were you when you started wearing deodorant? Because it's something that everybody can relate to.
Have you seen those Chantix ads with Ray Liotta?
No.
Anyone?
Yeah, I see.
Wait.
Okay, so Chantix is by the way, Chantix, sponsor us because I'm going to sponsor us. Yeah. Chantix is a thing that apparently helps you stop smoking, and Ray Liotta was an actor. He was in,
yeah.
He was in 2 movies that were good: Field of Dreams and Goodfellas.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think it's time to move on to the dark ages.
Oh God,
Most
7th.
distinctive memory from 7th grade.
Okay. So 7th grade was when I kind of started becoming funny, but barely. but barely. I was still
There was no moment.
I was. Oh gosh.
It's fine.
I was fat. I was fat.
Oh.
And I was trying to talk to girls,
So you're a pet.
No. But wait. Jack, it gets better. Because I thought the coolest feature about me was I had 2 different colored eyes, and that would most definitely get me laid. Yeah. Yep.
Gross.
That was 7th grade me. Whoa.
Wow, yeah, no, talking to guys in that way hadn't even crossed my mind yet, I don't think. I think I did have a crush, but it was more I'm going to stare at you from over here, and that's it.
7th grade.
That was rough. Yeah.
It wasn't it wasn't I'm trying to, it's just I'm trying to talk to girls.
No,
I think I did ask a girl out over text, and then she said, let me think about it, and I thought, yeah, I've snagged one.
I would hear about people like that were
got her.
out.
Got her corner.
Not I've got her.
Talk to you? What? But 7th grade for me, I moved on from the green Crocs to the neon yellow Vans at that point.
Okay.
And I was wearing a lot of Aeropostale.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, great. But that was the year that I started playing the tuba.
Ooh.
A very defining moment in my life, yeah.
What else about 7th grade? Also in 7th grade, I think well, yeah. Oh gosh. Oh, I gotta.
Are you bored? Is it bad? Oh my god. I'm so sorry.
This is an enjoyable podcast.
I actually like this one.
Also in 7th grade, I was I finally I got one, a girl to talk to me, and then using my flip phone, asked a girl out. Oh yeah. And here's the thing. My mom, knew I was talking to this girl because she, read all my texts. And,
yeah.
No.
Yeah.
This is weird because, my mom's, overly supportive, I think.
Oh.
And so my mom's like, I'm taking your phone away. It's bedtime. And I was like, Mom, I'm talking to this girl. And she's like, okay. Another hour. And I'm like, oh.
Aww.
And I was like, all right, thanks, Mom. And then my mom texted me, because, my mom, and I don't sleep. Finally it's midnight and she's just like, oh, so do you have a lady friend now? And I'm like, oh, no. No. Maybe.
We're just laying the foundation.
Yeah, we're laying the foundation because I've asked this girl out and she said, oh, I'll tell you tomorrow. And I was like, I have to wait till tomorrow.
That's the most 7th grade thing I've ever
I know.
done.
That is the pinnacle of like my 7th grade.
But then I can't even comment.
And then-
because how are we even supposed to ask you?
And then the next day, one of her friends came up to me
She
and said-
answered for her
and said, "Hey, so like she doesn't want to date you because you're disgusting." And I mean, this girl, like, I don't. She didn't say like, "Oh, because you're disgusting," but like, we know.
Mm-hmm.
But it's okay. Because I think that girl does coke now, and I don't do coke, so I'm in a better place.
Proud of you. You're so brave. All right, Alex, it's time for 8th grade by Bo Burnham.
Bum, bum, bum.
Mine wasn't so, like, I'll start because I don't have a very eventful one, but I was still playing the tuba. That was still going on. I had something. Hang on. Oh! Sorry. 8th grade was the year that I did track and field. Because my friend Sabrina Escalona, which I'm allowed to say her name in the internet, I hope. Hi, Sabrina. I'm wearing your shirt. Sabrina said that I had to join track with her, and, like, she said it so lovingly. Like, she said, it'll get you in shape, implying that I was not in shape. And so I showed up, and they're like, oh, you're tall. We're going to have you run and jump over things. And I said, that's a lot. So I did hurdles, and I remember coming in last place in every single one, except for one where these 2 girls in front of me fell over. They tripped, and I got second, and it was the best day of my life because 2 girls kamikazed out. So if you're listening to this, 2 girls that kamikazed out, thanks. I needed that.
Gosh, 8th grade.
And those track shorts, oh my god. They were maroon. Yeah.
I guess in 7th and 8th grade, I ran cross country.
Ooh.
And I had a buddy who I was like, dude, run cross country with me. He's like, no, cross country like isn't for me. Mm-hmm. He was really into playing video games at the time, and he was like, yeah, like cross country isn't for me, and track isn't for me. And I ran cross country because I think like my parents were like Alex, like you got to do that. And then basically I did all the stereotypically white sports. We'll get into that.
Is it time to go into the really?
No. But 8th grade, with 8th grade, I guess the big thing is there's a big thing somewhere. Oh, we had like an 8th grade dance, and like the big deal was it was at the high school.
Oh, okay.
And so like I didn't want to go, and none of my friends wanted to go.
Edgy.
Yeah, because we're edgy. Actually, we weren't edgy. We just didn't know how to talk to people. So we were like, no. But let's. But like, again, overly supportive mom, which like is a blessing and a curse. Like, I just want to, if I have to talk about that.
It's only 7:45. It could be 1 in the morning.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And my mom was like, you guys are going. And I'm like, it's like 5 of us. Whatever. So we ended up going. And then my buddy had his first kiss, like, back, like, by the bathrooms. And our 8th grade science teacher saw, and she got really mad at them, and she pulled on their ears. That's awesome. Yeah.
That's like movie moment.
Yeah.
Did we skip your first kiss here already?
I guess 8th grade we can talk about the first time I ever like danced with a girl, like actually danced. Mom, don't get weird.
Wait, so okay, yeah.
So at this dance, like there was this girl that I was friends with, and like genuinely just like friends with, and like the Josh, what's that really slow Bee Gees song? That one.
That was amazing.
So
that was great. Thank you.
How Deep Is Your Love by the Bee Gees. That's what came on.
Wait.
At an 8th grade dance.
Is that the right one? Oh, okay.
Different song. And this girl's like, hey, do you want to like dance? And I'm like, in my head, no, because I'm scared girls have cooties.
Dude, slow dancing is.
So, by the way, hold on. No, Manny, I'm going to look you dead in the eyes. This is like full on slow dancing. I don't know how to do this. I still don't.
It's awful.
And so like this girl, like, who was very nice, She was like, "Oh, like I don't know how to do this, so you're gonna kind of have to direct me." And I wish I was kidding. That like that's like, but no, that's what I said.
We love an honest sister.
But guys, dear listeners, like that like happened, and I was nervous the entire time, and I get sweaty hands. And now that girl's a stripper, so
Oh my god.
yeah.
Segue.
Are we going into freshman year now?
Freshman year of high school.
Do you want me to start it?
You start.
Freshman year, I had I don't count it, but we're going to say it for the sake of the podcast, my first special friend. Yeah. One time he kissed me on the cheek and I ran away. We're going to call him Albert. That was the year that I did the first slow dance. I was taller than him. Not considerably, but like you could notice if you were looking close enough. And I stared at a wall the whole time. And the song was Just the Way You Are by Bruno Mars. Yep. And I was wearing a purple dress. Yep.
Edgy.
It was a good year, but like that that's bad. All bad.
Okay, to cross off, also in 9th grade, just this is kind of a leeway, to cross off all the other historically white sports, I did rowing. And I also, in that same year, did lacrosse. Which, the historians would argue, historically Native American, it's white now. It's just the whites have taken that one. The 9th grade, I got my first special friend as well.
Aw.
And
it's awful, isn't it?
Yeah, okay.
Freshmen just shouldn't be allowed.
No, but I thought I did this really slick. It was at like the rival football game, and like my buddy's friend, like his mom drove us.
Wait, yours was at the rival football game too?
This is how I kind of asked this girl out.
Yo.
Yeah.
Same.
Okay.
Sorry.
So, I made someone made the joke like, "Oh, Alex, like who are you going to homecoming with?" I'm like, "I don't know," and I was like, "Oh, geez," and like I was kind of friends with this girl, and I kind of looked her dead in the eyes, and I was like, "Hey, do you have anyone to go to homecoming with?" And she said no, and I'm like, "Do you want to go?" And she was like, "Okay."
That's not bad. That's good.
And I was like, "Oh, I'm a gentleman," because we were like kind of friends, so it worked.
So it was a good time.
Yeah, and then it gets worse.
Oh.
The next day, we kind of mutually decide, like we should date, and that kind of seems like an episode of Big Mouth. So yeah, we kind of both said, we should ask, like I didn't like make a sign or anything. I never did that for like anything. I'm not good at signs.
It was hilarious. I'll get to that.
No, I was never a sign person.
So funny.
And so like we start like dating.
Nice.
And so we both did like rowing together. So like literally the next Saturday we had to wake up at 4 a.m. to go to like a meet in Seattle. And her parents were there and my parents were there, and then they went out to breakfast together. Mm-hmm. And then that's really there's no point in like saying that, but my mom was like, "Oh, they're weird." Is that all for 9th grade? Oh, I can keep going. This mom, okay, this is the best story ever, because like we'd carpool to rowing, because it was we would carpool. And one day, like we'd always like stop at their house, and we would like get snacks or whatever prior to. Yeah. And then one day, her mom confronts me. Uh-huh. And by the way, this is like 4 days into a relationship. Yes. She says, and I'm going to do the best impression I have. Okay, I'm ready. She says, "Now, Alex, like, I don't know what your intentions are with my daughter, and I'm using that because I don't want to create a fake name on the spot. But she's like really serious about this relationship, and like I just want to know that you're serious." And I'm like, I mean, I don't know what to say here. Like, you're putting me in a position that I don't really know how to get out of. And I just feel immensely weird. So that stressed me out beyond belief, and I broke up with her.
I'm so proud.
Because her mom scared me.
Oh, yeah, you've mentioned her.
Yeah. I told this story to the fellows. Yeah, everyone's a fellow. We kind of use it just for amigos.
This is the patriarchy. Anyway. Sophomore year.
Your turn.
Do you want me to go? I got my second and last special friend.
Ah.
And had my first mouth touching at the ripe old age of 16 years old.
Wow.
And I missed.
Tell this one, Libby.
Again? Okay. Actually, we never posted
The podcast has never, the podcast listeners have never heard your first mouth touching.
Mouth touching story.
Yeah.
We went to, he's going to listen to this. This is going to be the one that he listens to.
Yeah, God.
Hey, Ronald.
Unnamed male number 2.
Hello, unnamed man number 2, actually. Yeah, we went to the live action version of Ready the Jungle Book. So when people ask me if I've seen that movie, I go, oh, I've seen it. Oh, you better believe I've seen it. And they're like, what's wrong with you? And I'm like, never mind, I've just seen some shit, including the Jungle Book. And
Mowgli?
yeah. So yeah, at the end of the movie, we're both sitting there in silence. And like, mind you, we went to homecoming with each other that year in October, and this is in like April. We were some slow goers here. It took a while. Basically, we went to the live action version of the Jungle Book. And then at the end of the movie, as the credits are rolling, it was like a slow head turn to the left and right, and then a lean, and then the corners of the mouth touched, I believe. So I hope you enjoyed that.
I did. No, I did. So that's sophomore. Gosh, we're having sophomore year.
It was a good year.
Sophomore year was a good year. I had some friends that lasted only that year because they were seniors in high school.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and that was kind of tough. What's a distinctive moment in sophomore year? God, I started losing weight. That was a special time in my life. But whatever. I just want to give to the listeners a live update. Jesus was here at the beginning of the podcast.
He's awake.
Oh gosh, he's asleep. For all intents and purposes, he's asleep. Okay. For that point. Gosh, sophomore year. Yeah, I had some friends that didn't work out. Because they graduated, and amongst other reasons. Let's see, what else? What's another thing? That's sophomore year. Yeah, that's it.
Not eventful. It happens.
Yeah.
Junior year. Junior year. I don't know. Like, a lot of people say that junior year was the hardest year, but the thing is, I made school very hard for myself every year, so like it doesn't like necessarily stick out. I do remember taking the SATs, and I did okay on them, like enough to get into like direct admit to here, just because like if you had a high enough SAT, then you just got in. And I remember then later my mom was like, oh, well, like just in case you want to apply anywhere else besides Central, maybe you should take it again. And I was like, okay, smart. Do you know the story?
Yeah. It's the story on your birthday.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she's still mad at me for this. She said, maybe you should take it again just in case you want to apply anywhere else. And I said, yeah, that's a good idea. So I drive about 30 minutes from my house to take it again. And I had forgotten my calculator. So I drove home. And that's it.
Classic.
That's about as Libby as it gets. I called my mom. I was like, I don't know what to do at this point. And she's like, what do you want me to tell you? Ask somebody if they have a calculator. And I'm like, nobody here has an extra calculator. And then she was like, great. And I said, well, I'm coming home now and I'm going to Central. She said, okay. That was the moment that I knew.
That's the moment that you committed?
That was the moment that I knew that I was going to bleed crimson and black for the rest of my life. Yeah. That was it. I didn't apply anywhere else. I was just sort of a one and done yeah, I don't know. There was no point. But junior year was just sort of an overall, like, good. And that was it. That was the calm before the storm, because senior year was actually the worst year of my life. So.
There's got to be something for junior year. Sophomore year was kind of a lull, but junior year, there's got to be something. There's got to be.
It all kind of blurred together towards the end.
Okay, I had this teacher from 7th grade until halfway through junior year. He probably doesn't want me to say his name because he's wacky.
We love him.
But we love him. He was the coolest guy in the world.
Oh, okay.
Best teacher ever. I had him 7th grade, 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th grade, half of 11th grade. And homie, when we get back from winter break, he says, guys, this is my video production teacher. He says, guys, I have something important to say. And I'm beginning to think that he's mad at us. Because there was a couple kids in that class who were the ultimate slackers. And, they had said some mean things about him, and he had heard them say it. And I was beginning to think he was mad at us. And he says, guys, I am leaving on February 10th or something. And I started crying right then and there.
We've talked about this because we both had similar junior year experiences.
Yes,
yeah.
But the podcasters have not heard this. I had such, a connection with this guy because he was so cool, and he really was, the best. And then he was like, guys, I'm leaving. And I'm like, at first I thought, he's kidding, but I'll cry anyway. Turns out he was not kidding. Yeah. He did leave.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's all good.
Yeah, it was rough.
That's fine.
With me too.
But I just didn't stop crying. And, his last day, we kind of we had this big, kind of party, after school. And there was this big joke because there was another teacher at school he had this total bromance with. And one of the other teachers was kind of in on that joke and loved it. And they she married the teachers. It was kind of funny. I know it's weird out of context, obviously, to you podcast listeners, but just imagine a bunch of high school kids getting really amped up for something that wasn't drugs or football. And they were all robotics kids. So, obviously, they were never going to get excited for anything else.
Do you mean not getting amped up for anything besides band? Am I right? Sorry.
Yeah, hold on. You hold your horses there.
Kermit the Frog.
Kermit the Frog here, reporting live.
We gotta stop. We gotta wrap this up.
Someday we'll find it.
Junior year was also the year that I made my first ever YouTube video.
Wow.
Yeah, where I danced in downtown Seattle.
Wow.
I think it's time for the finale.
Oh gosh. Do we do senior year and then do we add a tack on 13th grade or?
No, because we'll talk about that. We're still in it.
Yeah.
We're still in 13th grade right now. This is it. This is us. This is us. Sponsor us, NBC.
This is us.
So let's just do it as quickly as we can. Just really ram this sucker out of the park.
Yeah.
Senior year, easily, school-wise, was just the worst ever. It started out okay, and then all of a sudden, in March, everybody decided I was the worst. And they were right. But it was just shocking that all of a sudden they all decided it at the same time. I was like, wow, it took you guys a while to catch up to the obvious, but welcome to the club. And then they all stopped talking to me all together now. And it was crazy. Yeah, some of them did not nice things, but we're over it now. But that's really it. Just senior year overall, icky, gross. But I got into Central Washington University, so that was fun. But
and now
wasn't sure what I was gonna do,
friends.
And but now it all worked out, kids. So keep pushing. That's it. Senior year sucked. The end. Alex.
I worked most of senior year and didn't really do a whole lot, and that's it.
Where'd you work? Oh, Boys and Girls Club. Yes.
I worked at a Boys and Girls Club of America.
I worked at a retirement home.
Awesome.
So opposite ends of the spectrum.
Yeah. Wow. Wild.
This has been a ride. It was kind of therapeutic.
Yeah. Honestly,
I feel like my palate has been cleansed.
Yeah. This has felt good.
Yeah.
You know?
We gotta end this.
We gotta end it. How do we end this? God.
So thank you for going through the years with us. Now we're in 13th grade, and maybe we'll talk about that eventually if we don't hate each other by the end of next year. Then we'll
This year.
Right, this year. Oh my gosh.
Because now it's
2019.
2019. Yeah.
If we don't hate each other by the end of 13th grade, then we'll do a recap at the end of it. But, so far, it's going all right.
Oh God. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
thank you for
Josh.
thank
Yeah.
you for going on this ride with us.
Thank you so much.
I'm Alex Repass.
And I'm Libby Williams.
Oh, we're so quirky.
Aren't we?
Oh my gosh. Thank you for breaking bread with us. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, stop. Turn it off.
Bisexual. we gotta leave all this. Manny, it's gotta stay. Manny, it's